Ladies and gentlemen, we are officially on the way. Welcome to the first video on the channel, the first official video on the channel, because as you probably may know, I publish shorts very quite oftenly. But that's the first video, first official video, and as you may have seen from the title, from the thumbnail, and probably from the first few seconds of this video, we are on the F125 game, and I thought about what we could possibly be doing on the as a video, as a series of videos, and I thought about the idea of an F125 career mode. I'm sorry, with the sole purpose of getting a win, a championship win one of the historic teams on the F1 grid, which may be Ferrari, maybe McLaren, or maybe Williams. And as you probably may know, McLaren and Ferrari are already top teams. Ferrari kinda, but that doesn't matter. And so, if because we like a challenge, we I have decided that we are going to go with Williams. Williams is the team that we are going to choose. As you can see now, going onto your screen, all the settings from the career mode, 110 AI, official teams only, that kind of thing. I'm gonna talk over it because that doesn't really matter in for the purpose of the video. And so, as I was saying, the sole objective of this career will be to bring Williams back to the top, as they did when they were winning with Sir Frank Williams, and of course now they're in a bit of a of course a rebuilding process with James Vowles, and we are going to be part of it. As you probably may know, in real life, Williams just got their first podium ever since 2017 or 2021, and now they're in a bit of an upward spiral, going very faithfully into 2026, into the big regulation change, and so as you probably are seeing now, I'm inserting my credentials if we want. My name, my first name, my last name, which of course you can see very clearly. My nationality, because as you probably may know, I'm Italian. You probably can't tell because I have a very good
Okay,
accent.
who
Thank
would
you.
you like your teammate to be?
But
You can view both of the current drivers
I'm
and
Italian,
toggle through
so
some information
the
here
driver is
before
Italian.
making your
As you can
decision.
see now,
It might
we
have an
have
impact on your
chosen
standing within the team.
Williams. We have chosen our team, and we are going to start an adventure as our agent now is blabbing and yapping about things we don't care about. And we have chosen a teammate, which is Carlos Sainz. And now we go into the first video of this season. We're in Monaco.
Finally, let's do this for real. Sorry it took so long. You know what these legal types are like? Yes, sir. No, sir. Here's 80 pages of needless jargon, sir. Anyway, believe it or not, this is my excited face. Come on, come on. Let me show you what we've got. So, all the usual stuff. Merchandising, likeness, blah, blah, blah. But the really juicy stuff is their expectation of you. They need you to challenge yourself all season, be the best you can be, dominate your teammate, become a legend. All that jazz. Now, it's over to you.
Okay, here we are. It's contract time. The team are expecting you to improve as your career evolves. And so am I. Here, we will be setting you a contractual target with the team, so that this progress can be tracked by both parties. Here, you can view your current ratings with your overall rating, or RTG, shown. This is the value that will be used to set your contract target. In order to improve this, you'll need to show your worth at each race weekend. Your current rating has been used as a starting point. Move this slider to set your target for next season. A higher target requires consistently good results at each race weekend, but you'll get more recognition when you sign. Here, you can view your recognition with the team. The higher the target you set yourself, the more recognition you will earn when you sign. More recognition equals more car development. More car development makes car go fast. You know the drill. Remember, if you fail to meet that target, you will lose this recognition bonus, so don't bite off more than you can chew. You can see some basic information on the contract, as well as the number of seasons your contract will last. After this season concludes, you may be offered longer contracts, if the team thinks you deserve one. A longer contract will give another recognition bonus when you sign. There's a few other points for us to go over, but we can leave those until you're settled. I'll leave you to finalize your terms. Ah, we're signed. That sounds awesome to say. Time to go crush that target. I'll see you soon.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, we are officially into the business. We are officially Formula One drivers for Williams, and I just can't wait. I can't wait to try and get them back to the top, because it's been painful. I'll be honest, it's been painful even as an Italian, as a non-F1
Quickly,
real
before we
fan,
gear
for
up for
as
the
our
first
agent
race this
really
season,
keeps
a couple
yapping
of
about
things. When
things
that
we
level
don't
increases,
care about,
you'll get
or at
perks
least
that
I
improve
care
your
about,
area
because
of
it's
R&D.
things I have to
You can see each
manage.
specialist's
It's
title
all
and current
about
level here,
the
as well as the message
experts
stating
in
whether
the
they have some
development of the
goals
car,
available.
and so I'm just gonna talk over it, because we don't really care about it. Of course,
Each
it's been
specialist will
painful.
have
It's
perks
been
that match
painful
their
for us,
area of expertise.
for F1
As you
fans
improve
in
your
general,
relationship with a
not to see
specialist,
Williams
you'll gain
where they
access to
belong.
the corresponding
They're an
perks.
historic team. They've won
You can
everything there
also
was to
select
win,
which of the
and
available
now
goals
it's
you would
our
like for the
job.
upcoming
It's
race
really our
weekend.
job
You can
to
change your choice
try
at any
and
time from
get them back
here
to the
or
top,
at the track
because
before
there
entering the first
it's
session of
where
the
they
weekend.
belong.
After
And
entering the
so
first session,
hopefully our
your
agent
selected
will
goal will be
stop
locked in.
yapping in a couple of seconds.
You can see your
So,
selected
oh my
goals
God,
and can view
I'm
this
so
during the
sorry about
weekend.
it. It just
After
keeps
the
yapping,
race,
but
you'll get a rundown
we're
of
gonna
which
go
goals
over
you
it.
passed or failed, and
First,
any
now I would
progress
like
made
to
towards each
ask
specialist's
you
level.
if
If
it
you
is
fail a
possible for
goal,
you
you'll lose
to
progress.
leave a
So pick goals you're
subscription,
confident in
hit the follow
completing.
button,
In
hit the
short,
like button,
don't
leave a
get
comment
greedy.
if you like, because that would be really helpful. It would be really helpful
This
for the
icon
channel to grow, and whatever
Welcome to
the
your
case
contacts
is.
hub. Here,
Now, I
you'll be able
just
to view
really
your current
can't stand
contract.
our agent. She's really talking too much as we go through all the things. This the R&D section, which is very, very important for us. We already have, of course, some credits, some things to do, and our engineer now is keeps blabbing, so I just skipped it, and now. So you can clearly see these are our rivals. All of them, we have only one purpose: leave them all behind. Of course, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be something we're gonna go and do. Like, it's nothing. Oh my God, George Russell, look at that. He looks like a dwarf. But anyway, we are gonna try our best to get Williams back to where it belongs. This, of course, as I was saying, is not something that we are gonna do at a first try. It's gonna take quite a while. It's gonna take some races, to say the least, that for us to get back to the top, because of course the top teams are almost unarrivable now, I'd say, because McLaren, Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull are just very, very quick, but we are nevertheless going to try our best to catch them and to get Williams back to where it belongs, as we now go to the beginning of the Australian Grand Pre. We finally go into the weekend. We can see our team working towards our goal, which is to get, as I said, Williams back to the top. Good job, team. That's how we like it. And that's our teammate, Carlos Sainz. Thank you, Carlos, for the welcoming. Now let's go to work and let's dive into free practice. Now, I'm not going to show it to you because, you know, it's kind of useless. All the practice programs, I've just simulated them very quickly, as you can probably see, not very efficiently because of course some programs failed, but nevertheless I know already the track. I already driven on it on this game, so I kind of know where all the things that there are to know. I know them, and so nevertheless, we are going to simulate some of the practice programs because they are very, very important for us if we want to go back to the top. Because we need to get the R&D points, we need to get the development of the car to go back to the top level, to reach the level that McLaren, Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari have already reached. And we need those points, we need those simulation programs. As you can clearly see, practice 3 was running a bit more smoothly, except for this one fail, I think. Yes, this one was a fail, but nevertheless, we still ran pretty smoothly, completing 2 of the 3 practice programs that we had to do, and that was a really encouraging sign, even if we didn't drive, but it was a really encouraging sign that things started to work towards of course qualifying, which I had the I'd say the bitterness of finding out that it was going to be a wet qualifying session, as we now gain some crucial as we now gain some crucial R&D points. We are gaining also on the rating, which, don't forget, is going to be very important for the contractual side of things, and nevertheless we are going to go into qualifying. Right, so as you can clearly see, the track is wet, intermediate wet kind of track, but still not ideal because Williams' car just struggles a little bit with of course traction, downforce, so it would have been ideal. My god, it was super close. That understeer is just crazy at this point. But nevertheless, we go fifth fastest at the moment, and I just want to take some seconds. If you hear my engineer going into Italian language, it's because I didn't realize I had to change the language of the engineer. I later found out, so it's gonna be all good for episode 2. But now come on board with me for a hot lap around the Albert Park. Oh my god, turn 3 is so difficult, but we managed to go through unscathed. As we now go to turn 4, turn 5, lift off a little bit. No, we take it flat out. I didn't remember that. Well, that's good. That's a good sign. We set a purple sector into sector 1. Oh my god, track limits. Nevertheless, we go back to the pits. We know we have the pace. We know we can do some good laps. We can go through to Q2. We are going to go through to Q2. I can feel that in my guts. In my guts. I was gonna say something bad, but I can feel that in my guts. And now, as the mechanics settle the car down, we can go into the second run of qualifying. We are gonna go and check things out, check who's on track. Jack doing the only one on track right now. We're gonna check the weather forecast. As we can see, Q2 and Q3 are forecasted to be dry sessions. That is going to be very important, so for us to get those dry tires into shape, because I can already tell you we are going to go through, but we see a bit of the things there. We lower the fuel load because we need to go faster because the track is now drying. It's not raining anymore, or well, it's raining lighter now, and so we need to get an improvement. We need that low fuel load just to of course improve as much as we need to get through to Q2. We haven't changed tires. I don't really know why. I can't recall the madness that came inside me at that point not to change the tires, but nevertheless we are going to go on this hot lap. Very late braking into turn 1, going over the curb. Oh my god, the rear wanted to step out there, but we managed to control it. Overtake engaged. We brake really heavily into turn 3. My god, I turned in a bit too early, almost going over the red sausage curb, but we now go over this section of the first sector. We just come off the throttle a little bit because we don't have that much grip as we did before, but we set a purple sector. Nevertheless, we are absolutely flying out on this track. We could have had DRS in normal conditions, but now we use our overtake. We engage overtake over to the white chicanes. We would normally take them at least 30 kilometers an hour, much faster than this, but nevertheless it's a very good lap, 6/10 up on our time. And we now enter the final sector, which is the most difficult, as you can see. My god, almost getting a track limit, but nevertheless we managed to slow it down as much as needed. And now we go into the final corner. My god, the rear is just wild. It's wild, man. But we now go onto the start finish straight, and we are second. Let's check out. We are 9th at the end. Our teammate is second, but let's check out who is going through and who is not. We can see, oh my god, Lewis Hamilton is out. Ferrari out. Well, good to know Ferrari sucks here too, but anyway. We go now into Q2, and as you probably may have guessed, may have read in the first part of the qualifying when we opened our monitor, the track has dried out. It's time for dry tires, for slick tires, and we nevertheless go with a bit more fuel because when of course it rains, the track and it dries out, the track is still not up to the full speed that you would expect when a track is dry. And in fact, the AI here is still driving quite slowly, but we can just feel it. Look at that. Look at the understeer that we can feel while driving. But nevertheless, we are going to go for multiple, my god, the understeer, for multiple push laps here, in slowly and ever so slightly increasing the pace, just to get more into shape and not to overdo things, because otherwise it would create such a big mess. As you can see, I'm not even using my full potential ERS. I'm just managing it. I'm just going very slowly, taking it easy, finding a groove onto the track, and then we can start really pushing as we go now into the final sector, or into the first sector, sorry, of this first push lap. Kimi Antonelli goes fastest, and we now go for a push lap for the last push lap of this run. DRS has been activated, as you can clearly see, and we can go really flat. Oh my god, we've overdone it into turn 1, but nevertheless we are going to keep on driving. We are going to keep improving our time because there's potential. There's much more potential to find. The track has dried out. The track is going to get less and less greener all the time, so we are going to push as we go now into the first sector of this push lap. It's a good sector. We've improved our time. It's not the fastest, but still quite fast. but now we've made up a lot of time. As you can see clearly now, 4 tenths up. We can use overtake, we can use DRS. We now go into the wide chicane, 200 kilometers an hour, sorry, as we now engage DRS, engage overtake mode. We set a fastest sector in the central sector, and now we go into the last sector, the one that of course is a bit treacherous for us. It's not that good because the car still struggles quite a bit, also with the setup that I chose, quite low on downforce. But now we go over the line, and it is a third time. It's the third time, and so don't tell me and don't ask me why, but we might actually have a shot for pole position. We might actually have a shot, because the track, as you can see, the track is not that much quicker now. Of course, it's still getting faster, but not everyone doesn't seem to be that much faster than us. We now go into the final attempt of this qualifying sessions. We let the McLaren pass us, and we now go into turn 1, full overtake usage. We have gained over a second. We have gained over the second in just 2 corners. That's what I mean. That's what we go into turn 3. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, just cancel everything I just said. My god, man. I've just jinxed it. Now we don't have enough time. There's just 42 seconds left, 40 seconds left. We don't have enough time. We don't have enough time to get another run. We don't have enough fuel to get another run. And so we end up in 15th, man. My god, that's treacherous. So even if we ended up in 15th place, we don't have to give up. There's still plenty of possibilities around the corner. We will have to go aggressive on the strategy. As you can clearly think, we now go into the race. As you saw, we are going for a one-stop hard to medium, but now it's time for the race for 5 lights, and it's go. The Australian Grand Prix is underway. We get a very good start. We jump the house already. We have a Red Bull on the inside. Oh my god, look at that. That's a traffic paradise, as Yuki Tsunoda would say. But now Hajar has been slowed by Gasly up ahead, so we get a chance. We get a chance with a slipstream. We go around the outside. My god, he gets really late on the brakes, but now we're going to go down the inside of turn 4. My god, there was a super overtake as we now chase Pierre Gasly. But while doing so, let's get another shot of the start of this Grand Prix, because it was quite a interesting one, as we now see it from the front of the grid with 2 McLarens, 1 and 2. No surprise, Lando Norris gets a very good start, and we are in the middle of the pack, as you can see, getting squeezed by those 2 cars. I really had to jump on the brakes, because the simulation damage would have cost me, like the front wing. I would have been so screwed if the front wing had got damage. As you can see, we go around the outside and down the inside of turn 4. That was a move I was really proud of. But now we have to go chase after Pierre Gasly. We have to go get the Frenchman, and I'll tell you what, we will. But meanwhile, we see the 2 McLarens scrambling up top. They have already gapped the Mercedes of George Russell, and they are going to fight for the position, as we see the homeboy, the local hero, Piastri, going for a move around the outside. No, around the inside. I'm sorry. It was quite difficult to differentiate those 2, but Piastri takes the lead nevertheless, but meanwhile we have caught up to the Frenchman and to those ahead, to our teammate and to Bortoleto, and we feel brave, we're gonna go down the inside of the last few turns. As we can see, my god, that was very good. You can see from the outside it was a very great overtake. We are doing some serious moves down here, and we have now caught up already to our teammate Carlos Sainz, who's chasing on his own, who's chasing Gabriel Bortoleto. I'm sorry, I was going to say Pierre Gasly, but no, it's Gabriel Bortoleto. As Carlos Sainz feels brave, and he goes down the inside, but Bortoleto manages to keep ahead of the Spaniard as we... Oh my god, I just brushed the wall. I don't know how that is not a damage with simulation damage, but nevertheless, good for us. We are chasing after the Spaniard and the Brazilian driver. We go on the power as we go to the end of the first sector. Oh, no way, man. Oh my god. Oh my god. Our teammate has had an engine failure. That's so bad. That's just like obnoxious. That's so bad for the team. We needed good points. We needed good points for the R&D chart. We needed everything. We needed it. Ah, man, it's so bad. As we can see, that's confirmed. Let's see what happened from the outside. Probably, it's not that nothing strange, nothing that strange, just an engine failure. But nevertheless, we go and see it from the outside. You can see that maybe he hit something. No. It's just the engine absolutely failed. There was nothing to do for him, but nevertheless the race goes on as we catch up to Gabriel Bortoleto. Majestic speed going into the wide chicanes, and now we have got to catch up to the Monegasque, to Charles Leclerc, to the prancing goals of Charles Leclerc. But meanwhile, we watch our move on Gabriel Bortoleto. It was not an easy move because we were quite far away at the beginning of the straight, but nevertheless, our engine and our sheer speed on the straight granted us a move around the outside, around the inside, and we have caught up to Charles Leclerc, and I think he has some damage. Yes, he does have some damage because he was strangely slow into that corner as we send one down the inside. My lord, this Williams feels majestic on the brakes with new tires. And mind that I say new tires, because you're gonna see what comes up when the tires wear out, and we're gonna see if Charles Leclerc comes into the pits, so we can confirm if yes he does pit. So he definitely had damage, because there's no way he had to stop at lap 6 already. So we now have some other catching up to do on our fellow Italian, Kimi Antonelli, or Kimi Taliban Antonelli, as some like to call him. And so we have to do some overtaking. The car is just, maybe it's the dirty air, or maybe it's just the tire wear, because the tire wear in this game is so bad. But anyway, my god, I've just brushed the wall again. We've just brushed the wall again. We're so lucky we're not getting any damage, but we get a run. We get a run at our fellow Italian driver. We get a run at our fellow Italian driver, who is now maybe too far because he has DRS. I don't know if I will be able to catch up to him. In fact, I won't, because I don't have enough speed, and that's not even the point. But Stroll closes the line, so Antonelli has to come off the throttle a little bit, and this might be our very best chance on the brakes. Under the brakes, my god. I already said opposite log on the outside, but I'm gonna say it again. This Williams feels majestic on the brakes. It feels very, very good. But now we have some other catching up to do, and we now go and catch up to Lance Stroll, the Canadian, the worst driver on the grid, probably. I'm just kidding, and probably not. But we catch up to him. Look at that! Look at the speed that we have. We try and send one. Oh my god! We get a warning for track limits. That was a bit unnecessary. We gotta watch out for this track limits, because it might hinder our race pretty bad. But nevertheless, fast forward to the next lap, we have a much better run through turns 6 and 7, and now we go on the massive back straight. DRS engaged, overtake engaged. We try to get the slipstream. Can we go for a move down the inside? Just about. We can go for a move down the inside, and we move up to P7. Next objective is Esteban Ocon in the American S, and oh my god, we just got a 3-second time penalty. My god. Oh my god, I'm so sorry guys, but this I was pushing flat out, the tires were starting to wear. Yeah, there was just a stupid mistake, and as you can see there, the car, I don't know what happened to the audio, but nevertheless, we can still see what's happening there. The car felt pretty bad. We're now in lap 14. We will have to pit in 2 laps, but the car felt pretty bad around here, and so Max Verstappen has caught up to us, and you know, it's just terrible feeling on the tires. They're probably over, like, I'd say over 50-60%, because I just have absolutely no grip whatsoever, and that of course is gonna hinder our strategy, is gonna hinder our race lap times, and so I won't fight it. I will give Max Verstappen space. I will let him through onto the wide chicane, because you know there's no point on him back, just losing him time, and so we are going to go to let him through, and so yeah, Max Verstappen passes us, and it's just a matter of time before George Russell catches up to us. I'm sorry if you can't hear the car here as we slide around. We are wrestling the car around, but it's just a little problem. It will fix itself in a couple of minutes. But now we see George Russell. Just set the fastest lap going down the inside, but we close the door because we would have lost so much time if we just let him through on the inside of that particular turn. But we are not probably gonna fight on the main straight, on the back straight here, the straight after the first sector, as we just I can't even get on the power. I just can't even get on the power here. It's so bad. It's just so bad. I feel terrible with these tires. I feel. Look at that. Look at the bottom right. Look at the bottom right. The tire wear icon is red, which means it's so bad. As we go, we have, you know, like a motion of pride. We don't want to George Russell. We don't want George Russell to overtake around the outside of the wide corner. But now we go. Oh my god! I just saw my front wing get absolutely smashed there. But fortunately, we keep it out of the wall, and we dive into the pits. My god, we dive into the pits. We finally go off these tires. My god, man, they were so bad. Yeah, I couldn't drive these. I was like 3 or 4 seconds slower on these tires. We now fit some new yellow striped tires to get some good laps in. We emerge behind Lewis Hamilton, who has undercut us. You can see finally the audio has come back as Lewis Hamilton goes for a move on the Brazilian Gabriel Bortoleto, the one we overtook earlier into this race. But now we are going to go again for a move. We go round the outside this time as Oscar Piastri sets the fastest lap time. We are going to set a fast lap of our own as we set our target on the Britain of the Ferrari of the Prancing Gauls, Lewis Hamilton, the GOAT, the 7-time world champion. We are going to fight with him in our first ever F1 race as we now get DRS. We get closer to Lewis Hamilton, but this is not neither the time nor the point to get an attack down on Lewis Hamilton. We might fancy a run. In turn 3. We get the slipstream. We go down the inside. We fake. When we go to the outside, Lewis Hamilton locks up, but still he manages to hold on to that position. We have much more grip, we have much more pace. It's a shame that we have that 3-second time penalty, but nevertheless we are gonna try and extend our advantage over the car behind us to get the track position and to keep ahead of these drivers as we now go for a move on Lewis Hamilton. DRS activated, overtake, we use it, we get the slipstream, and now we go down the inside. Yes, we have done it, we have much more grip now. We have to use it, we have to use it at our best. But now we set our sights to Lance Stroll, the Canadian on the Aston Martin. We have to be very careful with him, otherwise we might end up shunted into the wall, just like poor Esteban Ocon yesterday in the sprint race of the USA GP. But now we have caught up to Lance Stroll. It's lap 20 of 29. We kind of start to get some understeer, but it's probably because of the bad wake that Lance Stroll is giving us the dirty air that we call. So DRS, overtake activated. Can we fancy move down the inside? Lance Stroll opens up for us. Yes, slightly, but we managed to get the overtake done, and that is crucial because Lance Stroll might hold up Lewis Hamilton. He might cost him some time, but no, Lewis Hamilton just overtook him straight away. That's nice, but so that means that we have to push twice as fast there, twice as much as we would have done, and that's the result. We go wide into turn 3, oh my god, into turn 4 we spin, and Lewis Hamilton just passes us. I don't know what happened there. The tires gave up. We see it from the outside. Man, that's just my mistake. I'm sorry, that's just a skill issue. My god, that's so bad. That hinders us so badly, because not only we lose the position to Lewis Hamilton, but we also lose time, of course, to Lance Stroll, to Esteban Ocon, to those behind, which implies that with our time penalty, we are going to lose positions. We are going to lose so much more, as we now get another warning for exceeding track limits, as an engineer tells us not to cut any more corners, otherwise we are going to get another time penalty. But we might have a chance of extending our advantage if we keep between DRS range of Lewis Hamilton, within DRS range of Lewis Hamilton, because if the other drivers behind don't have DRS, we might be able to pull away on the straights and gap them and give us some advantage. You can see Lance Stroll is going over a second now. He has lost more than like 3-4 tenths on the straight, so that might be a very good thing for us. But I see it's quite difficult. I can't see it happening because it's just 4 laps left. The tire wear is starting to kick in. I can feel that. I can't go on the power as early as I want to. I can't go on the brakes as late as I want to. But nevertheless, we're gonna try. We give it our absolute best to make Williams to score some first points with Williams. We're currently P6 on the board, but of course, with the penalty, we are a bit lower on the order. We're probably P8, I think, because I don't know, because as you can see from the minimap, the others are catching up. But still, if we can keep within DRS range of Lewis Hamilton, it might be a very good thing for us. We might actually do it. We might actually I'm sorry, we might actually manage to get that 3-second gap, but we can't make any mistake. We cannot absolutely make any mistakes. This is ride or die, a ride or die situation. We can't make any mistakes, otherwise we are going to lose our points. We must absolutely perform at our best. As we now go into the final sector. Oh my god, I just said it. I have to shut up sometimes because I am jinxing it so bad. I mean, I think I've just got the wrong World Championship. I should have been in the World Rally Championship, as we hit the wall quite heavily. I don't know how that's not a damage. But Esteban Ocon fancies a ride down the inside, but we close in nevertheless. But man, this is gonna be so tough, because we have just lost time now, not only to Esteban Ocon and Lance Stroll and to Lewis Hamilton ahead, but we have lost time to Kimi Antonelli and to those behind him, which means we might even go out of the points. My God, the tire wear is so bad. It's so bad. I can't even keep the current track, man. It's just so bad. It's so bad. We want to defend on Esteban Ocon, but there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do, as now we've been passed also by Lance Stroll. I don't know what that clip is, but you know, being passed by Lance Stroll is painful enough. We don't want to see it, as now Charles Leclerc and Yuki Tsunoda and Max Verstappen. What is he doing there? What the hell is he doing there? But anyway, we are now officially out of the points, at least. If those behind don't crash, you know, you can see that how bad the situation is. I just can't even go on the power. You know, the car will slide away. The tire wear is definitely something we'll have to work on the R&D section, as Charles Leclerc goes around the outside. And no, I'm not going to get passed by Yuki Tsunoda. Not even on the outside. I'm not gonna get passed by Yuki Tsunoda. That's a joke. But probably, my God, the car is so difficult to drive now. Look at that. Look at the tire wear icon. It's red. It's red. So that means it's over 70% tire wear. So we're gonna get passed by Yuki Tsunoda. You know, my pride will have to make a reason for that, as Lando Norris wins the race. We have missed his overtake on Piastri, but nevertheless, Kimi Antonelli is caught up to us, past us, and as if that wasn't enough, we get a 3-second time penalty. My God, that's 6 seconds. We might not even finish P12. We might finish like P14 if we of course lose some other time on the solid behind. My God, this race turned into a living hell, and oh my God, as if it wasn't enough, we almost put it into a wall. Look at that, 80% tire wear. My God, you know what? See you next race.